Thanks for joining us back here at PSB Real Deal in the Ville. We bring you into this matchup in progress as Central Florida Elite taking on Best Choice United. One Sunshine State representative taking on Best Choice out of the Hoosier State. Plenty of talent that we'll make you more familiar with as this game continues for those that haven't seen both or either one of these teams play. SUV TV viewers have seen Central Florida Elite play a few times over the past few days. They have a pretty good rhythm coming into this contest, and that rhythm should be tested by a Best Choice program that always contends, specifically here in this Real Deal in the Ville event. Remember Tyasha Harris this time last year prior to her commitment to Coach Don Staley and the USC Gamecocks. Being a part of this Best Choice team that represented well. Have a modest 1-point advantage. Anaya Peoples drops it off, and we got a strong take there by number 32, Destiny Knight. So Knight will head to the free throw line. This is the first free throw.
Shot, G. Come on. Good, Allie. Stay with it. Good job, Allie. Good, Allie. One. Ready, Kate. One, C.
Caitlin Gilbert with the ball now. Gilbert, nice crossover move, met with some contact. Muscles the shot up. It won't go on the initial attempt, but she'll go to the line and shoot two. Hit a good defender in Tyra Cox with a nice crossover. Head coach for Best Choice United, Keith Peoples. Assistant coach, Keith Story, as well as Jim Case.
Who's got here?
5-2 after that trip to the free throw line there for Gilbert. We got a Central Florida Elite turnover. CFE coached in tandem James Henry, aka Jay Hen, also Al Lahner, program director here on site for this one. Offensive foul called there.
How many fouls is that?
Rashawn Tolley moves her feet. Foul number 32, Destiny Knight, gets called for that foul. Like how strong she attacks. She's not one of those players that'll go in softly. She's gonna go hard and force you to make a play. Gilbert has done that as well. Last time she penetrated, went to the free throw line. This time she gets the bucket right off the bat, all over the passing lanes for the steal and the lay-in on the other end. Lead now 7 for Best Choice. Niblick called for the travel. Thought she might have had a better shot if she had went up for it off the stride. She puts it on the floor. In a hurry to get it up there, gets called for the steps. Couple substitutions in for Best Choice. You got number 23, Celeste Okoro. She's joined out there on the floor by Anaya Peoples. Caitlin Gilbert, Destiny Knight, and number 15, Allison Wright. Outside to Niblick. Niblick a power dribble, and she's fouled on the floor. Believe it's going to go against Gilbert. And it will. So Niblick headed to the free throw line. This is the first. Splits a pair of free throws there to make it a 9-2 ball game. Peoples over to Gilbert. Gilbert guarded by Niblick. Good defense against Rife. Here by Coy Love. One of the things you'll notice throughout the course of this game, as we've noticed here in this July Live period, Carrie Niblick does a great job rebounding the ball. Welcome back to PSB Real Deal in the Ville. Apologies. Welcome back to PSB Real Deal in the Ville. Apologies if we lost you for a second there. Lost internet connectivity on site. Hasn't happened very often here at Wilson Central, but when it does, we hope the interruption is brief and we can get right back to the action. And here we are, 3 minutes, 59 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 4-point advantage for Best Choice United, the national squad. Peoples trying to use that ball screen. Number 12, Sydney Tucker on the drive. She's denied. Rachel Jablonski there in the mix. They'll get it across the timeline to Tolly. Pick a player, get it to him, and they got a layup. As Morgan Davis is the one that lays it in. Also had Coy Love back there. Davis, the volleyball player that will play collegiate volleyball there at Texas A&M. Central Florida Elite has picked up the energy and the production over the past few minutes. Now they have a chance to tie it up at the free throw line with Coy Love. Offensive rebound by Gilbert. Cannot get the shot to go. Also in for CFE, number 11, Tiffany Tolbert. Tolbert just lofts it up. Going up and getting it was Davis, but she's denied. Good joint efforts there by Destiny Smith, as well as Rife. Cologne will check in for Coy Love. Ariel Cologne, much improved jump shot, which has been on display here in the live period. Too big, too much inside. As you see, an N1 opportunity there for Morgan Davis. She's been tough to keep off the glass. You see Niblick there in the mix. A lot of contact in there, but not enough to keep Davis from finishing. There's the aforementioned Niblick eating glass as usual. Sticks with it, and now Central Florida Elite has their first lead of the game, a 1 point. Actually a 3-point advantage. It was a 1 point when Davis went to the line, and Niblick's quick scoop and score pushes the lead to 3. Niblick a little shaken up. I believe her head might have hit a chair There she was going for that basketball. She has shaken it off. Appears good to go. Another pass inside to Davis. She misses. Niblick goes to the floor to get it, and she was on the line. There she is showing the college coaches that are here on hand the type of rebounder, player, and hustle that they could possibly have. You have a full baseline on both ends. Jumper off the mark, Cologne with the rebound. Cologne gets hit with the travel. Gilbert trying to muscle Tolbert out of the way. The defense by Tolbert. Niblick was in there with the strip. Picks it up. Now Tolbert looking to convert. She misses. Davis continues to rebound and one. Another weight room move and finish for Morgan Davis. It's just been too much when it comes to the interior and crashing the boards for Central Florida Elite. Morgan Davis and Niblick have just put on a clinic when it comes to just playing hard, making blue-collar plays inside and turning them into points. To make matters worse, if your best choice, you've got number 32, Abby Rouse, that is checked into the game as well, so they add even more size. And that's just the interior size. When you look at the guard core and the job they do defensively, whether it's Cologne, Jablonski does more than her part. Shania Meertens, who's getting a breather on the bench. Coy Love, Tyra Cox, you add up those types of defenders. You see just why Central Florida Elite playing so well coming into this one, but it was best choice that had the advantage early, has the personnel to be able to respond. So let's see how they do it. Destiny Smith denied on the inside, rebound by Davis. Cologne loses it out of play. Central Florida Elite coaching staff wanted a foul there. Gilbert back to Peoples. She'll dial up a three-pointer. That one's way off for Peoples. It's 26 seconds to work with. We'll see if Central Florida Elite holds for the last shot of the first quarter. I'm surprised they try to attack, look for Jablonski there for a three. Said they'll work it into Rouse. Rouse brings it down low and has it knocked away by Smith. 2 6/10 of a second. Time to get it in, make a quick move, and get the shot off. They get it to Davis. Davis to Jablonski. Peoples has it. That would be good if it goes, and it does. Good bucket there by Peoples. That is a nice way to end the quarter if your best choice. So we'll go into not the half just yet. Instead, it'll be the second quarter up next. Nice shot there by Anaya Peoples. Ready to start the second quarter. Coach Keith Peoples tells the squad they need a bucket here to start the second quarter. Mission accomplished. Destiny Smith, strong drive and gets the bounce. That one stays in. Makes it 13-14. Peoples kicks it to the corner. That's a Rife three-pointer. Off the mark, Coy Love had the rebound, tied up momentarily. Now it's in the hands of Tyra Cox. Cox loses her footing. Now Meertens has it. Good defense by Best Choice there on that possession. Rife spinning off of Meertens. Smith sizes up the triple. That one's short. So my apologies, number 32 was listed as Destiny Knight. But that is indeed Zion Sanders for Best Choice. Number 32 is Zion Sanders. So he's got that corrected. Her play has spoken for itself. With that tenacity that she's brought on both ends. Now we make sure we can match the appropriate name with the face. Wraparound pass to Sanders. Foul, so she will head to the line to shoot two. It's a nice look inside. Got a couple numbers I need to make sure I get right here on this Best Choice squad. Number 23 is listed as a 6'3" player, and I can look and tell number 23 isn't 6'3", so hopefully I can get some of these corrected before halftime. But at the latest, the start of the third quarter, we'll make sure everything matches up. Coach has a lot of responsibilities during this live period. Sometimes some numbers may be off in the roster book, but teamwork making the dream work. We'll get it squared away Meanwhile, with the task at hand, it's a 1-point game. Central Florida Elite clinging on to a 1-point lead. Mertens to Niblick. Niblick's fighting off Peoples and Rife. Foul will send Niblick to the line. Niblick good on the first free throw to push the lead to 2 points. Back in for best choice, number 12, Sydney Tucker. Rashawn Tolley, the offensive rebound and the lay-in, 4-point lead. Deep three-pointer there for Sid Tucker. Mertens can't answer back with the jumper of her own. Gilbert with the rebound and off to the races, tries to turn Tolley around. Creates enough space to step back. That one in and out. Now Tolley wheeling, dealing inside, contact, no call, power dribble. That one's met by the rim. Both teams trying to make the other work as hard as possible for every bucket. Take a look at that deep three-pointer from Sydney Tucker. Just plays a goal. Almost shot that one from the W there at Wilson Central. First free throw's good. Under 4 minutes to play now in the second quarter. Niblick, she's been in pain the past few minutes, has been a little banged up. As it looks like she's finally going to come out. She was limping a little bit after she had shot those free throws. But even with the limp, she's able to cover ground, get out there, block that shot. Now she'll get a breather. Throw up to Davis. Davis will kick it back out. That's a good look for Tolbert. This is the kick off the back of the rim and fall. That'll push the lead to 7 for CFE. Tucker short on that one. Second opportunity. That's missed by Peoples. Coy Love with the rebound. CFE trying to possibly get it to double digits. Davis with an offensive rebound. Misses the first, fouled on the second opportunity. Misses the first. Good pass inside. And it's finished by Zion Sanders. Sanders' bucket makes it a 5-point game. October pass intended for Jablonski. So what looked like an 8-point advantage that could easily be pushed to 10 plus. As they were looking for a double-digit lead. Now at 5. And in danger of being closed even further by Best Choice. That shot's off the mark. The defense by Peoples, call for the kickball. We're gonna have a timeout called here by Central Florida Elite. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one with them. When we get back, we'll bring you more here from the PSB Real Deal in the Ville. Out of the timeout as we come up on the final 2 minutes of the first half. Tolbert, long rebound brought the other way quickly by Best Choice. Getting it from point A to point B in a hurry. Was able to save it inbounds. Now here's Peoples. He had Davis on her momentarily, but now Brashawn Tolley will take the matchup. Morgan Davis snatches down another rebound. We'd love to see the official tally of Morgan Davis and Niblett's rebounding numbers for Central Florida Elite. Good mid-range jumper there by Tolbert. Good job using those screens. Sanders answers back. Davis calling for it inside. She's pretty low. They get a piece of it initially. But Morgan Davis just doing what she wants inside so far. It's not like they're just letting her do it. She's taking some contact on the inside. As Best Choice is being as physical as they can. Davis is still able to get it done. Cologne running the floor. Pushes the lead back to 9. You can hear the smack on that one over here. The no layup rule applied there. That's the number 21 to the line. Just gonna go by jersey numbers until I can consult with the official stat book at halftime, since I've gotten okey-doked a couple times up to this point.
Okay, Day-Day. 23, hurry up. 23.
Successful trip to the free throw line, cuts the gap to 7. As Cologne and Cox ran into each other there. Cologne back on her feet now. Cox just settling right there inside the heart of the defense. Knocks down the jumper just inside the free throw line. Daring Sanders to shoot. She'll drive right in, has it stripped. Do it first half. Here at PSB Real Deal, Tiffany Tolbert able to split through those two defenders using those screens, the fall away jumper, mid-range bucket. We'll be back after the half. All right, so the second half underway here at PSB Real Deal in DeVille. Marcus Burnett, got my right-hand man Jonathan Hemingway joining me here in the second half. I want to clear up a couple number discrepancies there in the first half. So for best choice, just to give you the rundown, number 23 is Dayshana Harper, also known as Day Day, as you might have heard there on the background mics, but we've got the official number lined up. 32 is Zion Sanders. And Destiny Knight is actually number 35. And number 21 is Adea Moore. So we're good to go. Roster squared away on both sides. An 11-point game in favor of Central Florida Elite. It was best choice that came out and struck first. Central Florida Elite got out of the doldrums they were in early on, and since then they've been up. Tolly loses the handle out of bounds. They're mid-move.
Marcus, glad to join you back here on the microphone for this second half. Big collection of college coaches on the back line. Head coach from Alabama, Christy Curry, just walked into the building. Her and her husband, John, on the back row over there. And, of course, newly minted assistant coach at Vanderbilt, Carolyn Peck, here in attendance, as well as University of Illinois head coach Matt Bolant with his whole staff. Watching Adea Moore, who recently committed to the University of Illinois. And, of course, head coach from the University of Connecticut, Gino Ariema, here with his staff on hand to watch.
Coy Love gets that rebound. Tolly had it, poked away, gets it into Niblick. Niblick plays so hard, she was shaking up. She's shaking it off back in the game and back to the hard hat work.
Got to give this Central Florida Elite team a lot of credit. They're playing very good basketball right now. We saw them at the summer kickoff. Really seem to be coming into their own, and they're hitting on all cylinders here. PSB real deal in the Ville.
So we're gonna have a timeout on the floor called by Coach Peoples. You mentioned several of the coaches here on site representing the various programs. Let's get a shot of Coach Gino Oriema right there, along with some of the other college programs represented. And also want to take this time to definitely say rest in peace, Pat Summitt. She had a great legacy that goes, beyond basketball. And when you look at some of the competition and the intensity that's here today, when I look at Gino Oriema and even Pat Summitt when she was still here with us, it's hard to look at one and not sort of think of the other from a basketball standpoint, just when you look at those competitive battles, but also the standard of excellence that both of those programs represent.
No question. And again, we would like to give our respects to the University of Tennessee and the late and great Pat Summitt. What she has done for women's basketball is tremendous. Of course, assistant coach Dean Lockwood has been in the building all day here today. I was talking to him earlier, and he was saying how they still have a few more memorials to go through, and then one big one at Thompson Bowling for the public. And she went very quick, and of course, all of Vol Nation is certainly saddened, and as is the rest of the basketball world.
We get back to the action. Nice in and out move there by Peoples. She'll kick it over to Zion Sanders. Sanders can't get the shot to go. Coy Love with the rebound. Leading out 13 is Anaya Peoples with the back tap right to Sanders. Now over to Rife. Rife has that one blocked by Morgan Davis, who's been huge in this game. Getting back, sticking with it. Adea Moore got the block. But Central Florida Elite with reinforcements, they end up getting the layup. Meertens, they just throw it up to the volleyball player and let her figure it out. She comes down with that one, but they were actually able to stop her. Haven't been able to say that a lot when she's gotten it that deep this game. You see some of the Alabama Southern Stars filing in. They will play next. They'll take on the Indy Lady Gym Rat Silver EYBL squad. That one's slated for tip-off at 3:30 p.m. Central Time, of course. Tyra Cox is going to have a seat for CFE. She'll be joined by Brashawn Tolley. Head coach Jay Hinn touches base with Jablonski. Sanders good on the second free throw, 14-point game now. Meertens is wide open. Instead passed it off to Jablonski. Meertens trying to make a play there for Jablonski, and when you see the way she shot the ball, while the outcome of that shot might not reflect it, still a good decision by Meertens. Jablonski's been on the money.
I was talking to assistant coach Precious from Central Florida Elite, and he was telling me that he would like to see Jablonski be a little bit more aggressive shooting the basketball, look for a shot, even a few more times. So even if that's an air ball, that's what her specialty is, and certainly like her to keep on firing up. And Morgan Davis is quietly having just such a big July.
Yeah.
Good hands right there, soft touch. Committed to Texas A&M to play volleyball, but coming out of July, she might have a couple of college coaches call her up and say, hey.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. Good middle.
And what I've been impressed with her in this game is it's one thing to have the size, there's another thing to apply it how she has in this game. Because I give Best Choice credit, they've made her apply it. A lot of times you'll see a player, they have a great listing in the book where they pass the airport test, but then when you give them a little bit of contact, it might not be the same result. The exact opposite for Davis. They've been physical with her inside, as scrappy as they can be, despite the size disadvantage. And she's just been able to play through it. That three-pointer was knocked down by number 12, Sydney Tucker, who's been shooting from long range throughout this game. They could use a few more of those. Davis can't get the free throw to go. Timeout giving Coach Peoples the Best Choice. 2:51 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break in the action as well. We'll be back here at PSB Real Deal. Jablonski comes up with the steal, 11-point game. Now it's 13. And I would love to see the final stat line for Morgan Davis. I feel like she easily has, anywhere from 16 to 18 points. And all of it is just from running the floor, rebounding, and laying it in when given the chance to do so.
The best post players keep it simple. And they do the simple things very well and efficiently.
Cologne, he's been averaging a few threes a game. Splashes that one to make it 29 to 45. And Peoples with the block. Gilbert working on Tolbert. Abby Rouse being instructed to keep the ball up. She brought it below her waist, and Zion Sanders did not plan on letting her get it back above the waist. The illegal screen going to go against Adea Moore. So Moore class of 2017. But you look at Caitlin Gilbert, number 10, and Anaya Peoples, number 5. Class of 2018, 2019, respectively. Young players we really saw develop up under Tyasha Harris and that squad from last year. Now it's sort of their turn. Still young and still learning, but you can also see the improvement from last year to this year.
No doubt, and that's what the opportunity here, as you see, that was Zion Sanders with the lay-in. The opportunity here at the PSB Real Deal in these showcase games, it gives these two teams the ability to bump up against one another, which doesn't always get to happen. You see, I believe that's Tolliver with the 3 on the step back. Don't always get that, at the bigger tournaments.
Yeah.
EYBL teams play EYBL teams, and Best Choice certainly one of the better non-shoe affiliated programs in the Midwest, and so they get to measure up themselves here.
You got to rebound out of area. You got to move.
Tucker under the rest there on that shot. So that will do it for the third quarter. When we get back, we'll see if Best Choice can try to make a run and close the gap. Fourth quarter underway here, 7 minutes, 42 seconds left to play. Every second valuable for Best Choice. They are trying to close this gap. Rashawn Tolley misses the free throw.
Block out. Yeah. Now shoot it, Kate.
Overall, a good day of basketball here at Wilson Central High School, Marcus. We talked about it last night, I believe. Supreme talent on the court, and supreme talent in the stands, quite honestly, when you start talking about some of the best minds of basketball on the women's side. Caitlin Gilbert right there, nice 3 behind the ball screen, using her left hand. Gilbert, an Elite 60 prospect in the class of 2018. I know you've talked about Peoples quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our 2019 rankings have come out recently. She's ranked number 3 overall in the country, top of the class at her position, and she's showing why here today.
As Gilbert and Davis tie up there, jump ball.
Let's go.
Give it the best choice. Abby Rouse called for the foul there. She will send Adaya Moore to the line.
And Dia Moore knocks down those free throws. She's been an overwhelming stock riser, you know, from the spring and summer. As I mentioned, gave her verbal commitment to Coach Matt Bolant, University of Illinois earlier. Real versatile, you know, wing forward, kid that can rebound and defend on the interior, but has that versatility to step out to the perimeter, handle, as you see her bringing the ball up the court here and hit the jumper. Speaking of hitting jumper, Solberg just hit another one, number 11 for Central Florida Elite.
Now she'll kick it ahead to Cologne, who arches that one up high, chases down the long rebound. Gets it to Rouse. Rouse followed up by Jablonski, who will head to the line. Rife kicks it to Deshana Harper. Harper floats it up, no good. Saunders denied inside, both Davis and Meertens there. Boy, Love, think they ruled that a 2.
Yeah, speaking of Elite 25 prospects in the class of 2019, Coy Love is one of those elite prospects. We've already got her ranked on ProspectsNation.com. See Caitlin Gilbert there with the right-hand slash and finish. And walking in the building here for the last few minutes of this game is head coach from South Carolina, Don Staley, on hand.
Talked about the programs of Tennessee and UConn a little bit earlier, not to put South Carolina in that traditional class there in terms of the history of both of those programs, but when you talk about the standard and what Dawn Staley is trying to create there and has made good progress toward, it's nice to be able to see what she's done with that Gamecock program since taking over.
No doubt. And I've heard interviews and, you know, read articles, you know, about, you know, Staley, that talking about the respect that she has for the groundwork that's been laid before. She's done a great job in a very competitive Southeastern Conference to come to the top. Obviously doing a great job on the recruiting trail. So in many ways, she's just taken what Coach Summit and Coach Ariema have done and, you know, trying to build upon that. Now, that's not to say that Coach Ariema is quite done just yet. I mean, he's on a string of national championships that I think this year, you know, it's hard to say that they ever have a down year, but this year, you know, anytime you lose Brianna Stewart, clearly there's going to be a drop-off of some sort. So I think the rest of the country, this is their opportunity to try to track them down.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, I mean, you want to be able to beat whoever you need to be number one. But for the foreseeable future, the road is going to always have to come through Storrs, Connecticut at this point.
Some schools on the rise. You know, Big Ten powerhouse, Ohio State. They've got a number of transfers in, and of course, the one kid that they did recruit in from the very beginning, Kelsey Mitchell, leading scorer in the NCAA. You know, so I would look for Ohio State to be in that conversation. As we sound like a broken record here, Morgan Davis with 2 points. Just put that on a loop.
And easy money on the inside. Chavez getting back on D there by Gilbert. Tyra Cox gets the bounce. As I mentioned, stick with us. After this game, we'll take about a 5-minute break, and then we'll bring you Alabama Southern Stars versus the Indy Lady Gym Rats Silver EYBL squad. I can assure you that one will be a good game. Larissa McLaughlin, she's played just as well as anybody here at the PSB Real Deal in the Ville. With Jablonski. Of course, Sydney Tucker's there in the mix as well, but Jablonski going to the floor for that ball like they're down 20 instead of up 20. Not turning off the hustle.
I think Gilbert got a hand on that one.
Then runs the floor, leaves the layup just short.
Jablonski is sneaky good, isn't she?
Yeah, yep.
Just watching her handle through traffic right there, a little quick little in and out. Just like you do it during the drill sessions at camp, you know?
Yeah, she's sneaky, and you can get, you know, I look at it kind of like the little, a little boxing maneuver to where you're just moving your left fist round and around, and while somebody's looking at the left fist, you just get that jab with the right. When you look, you look at Mertens, you look at Cox, you look at Tolbert, you know, Coy Love. You can often see, you know, that as a, you know, the more obvious talent on this Central Florida Elite squad. But you might not see Jablonski, who's hitting you with a three here and there. She's rebounding, she's getting steals, she's playing physical on the inside. You know, from a guard standpoint. So just like how she does the little things, this Central Florida Elite team is so good because they not only have some headliners, but they have a solid team from top to bottom that does it all on both ends.
Good observations, Marcus.
Been able to see these guys, but this is the third time here over the past few days, and they are really clicking. Just getting things done by committee every game. Balanced scoring.
Yeah, you're right. And when you start playing, you know, several games in a day, in a row, you know, over the course of a week, you can't just keep going back to the well, you know, time and time again. Eventually somebody's going to figure it out. So different people have to step up at different times, and that's exactly what CFE has.
Gilbert back to Deshana Harper. Good hustle inside by Moore. Some another opportunity. Watch to Abby Rouse. Rouse, the elbow jumper. We talked about the depth from top to bottom. That replay about sums it up. You see the nice pass there from Mertens. Abby Rouse, nice splash there.
When you got kids like Abby Rouse that can come up off the bench and spell Morgan Davis, you know, at times. I mean, Rouse is good enough to be a starter for this team, you know, in a lot of ways. And she's coming out here hitting 15, 16 footers. This team is poised, you know, to make a run at Nike Nationals. You know, of course, with the Borough coming up the next few days, and, you know, they'll be in pool play. It'll be exciting to see how they do finish in July. Of course, we'll see them, you know, one more time. PSB Summer Invitational. .3 seconds left. As always, thanks for joining us here on SUV TV. Marcus Burnett joined by Jonathan Hemingway. One more game from a broadcast standpoint coming up as Deshana Harper gets that one to go. So signing off from this one here on SUV TV. More PSB Real Deal in the Ville action. Indy Lady Gym Rat Silver EYBL versus Alabama Southern Stars coming up next.